to be talking about the struggle of the thought life. I want to tell you first a little bit about Taylor. She's worked in girls ministry and now works as a counselor for this really awesome counseling center here in town in Waco called Starry Counseling, and it's an agency for family counseling, right?
Yeah.
And am I right that it's free counseling?
It is completely free counseling for families. Yeah.
Okay, girl. So if you and your family could benefit from that, go look up Starry Counseling, because I think that is one of the best resources here in town. So let's get to the topic today, the thought life, the struggle of the thought life. And this was really impressed on my heart because I know that I've struggled with this. And I'm one of those people who maybe doesn't have all the external struggles that everybody can see. You know, I never was super tempted by partying or drinking or whatever, but the thought life is where I felt the major temptations and struggles to just let my mind swirl and go all over the place. And it could really bring me to a dark place, especially in the areas of like anxiety and worries. Those were some of my greatest struggles. But Taylor, tell me about some of your struggles in this area and how you handled it.
Yeah, so I know we were talking about this earlier, how I like to just use humor with everything.
Yeah.
Because it just helps me cope with it, because it was hard.
Yeah.
My high school years were, especially at the beginning, were really hard. I transferred in from a private school that was really small, and so everyone was great at everything, and you could do everything. So I did like every sport, cheerleading squad, horseback riding on the weekends.
Awesome.
Yeah, like basically hit it all on the head, you know.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to like have my niche and like have something that I really excelled in.
Right.
And so that was a huge idol in my life. And I felt like if I attain this, I'm good. I'm a significant person.
Right.
I honestly can't even remember all the teams I tried out for. I was just kind of the try out for everything girl.
Yeah.
And so I got there and I got to walk on the cheer squad. There weren't any tryouts for that.
Nice.
Which was a blessing. So that was in 8th grade. But even my 8th grade year, tried out for basketball, didn't make it. Volleyball didn't make it. And so then I tried out for dance team. I had danced as a little girl and just thought I could do it. And I was up against girls who had danced their whole life. And so did not make the squad. So with that, I worked for a whole year taking studio classes, trying so hard to make the squad, and then did not make it again.
Oh my gosh.
And that is just one of my lowest times in high school. And I don't know exactly like A to Z why the Lord had this happen in my life. Yeah. But it changed everything, and it changed now how I live, just knowing, you know, God's plan is going to prevail, and He doesn't cause bad things to happen, but He can use all things for our good. And He really used that time for my good.
During that time, what were some of the thoughts that went through your head that you really had to keep in check, and how did you do that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I just had some, like, I was just face down on the floor in my closet crying. I mean, I really took the hit from it. I just felt very insignificant, very much like I don't have a place in high school. Yeah. No one is ever going to know me. I really don't have any worth. I mean, just so degrading. And even though it was only dance team, as adults could, you know, say, it's just dance team. But to me, that was my identity. Yeah. I wanted a group. I wanted to fit in. And so I felt like this is it for me. Yeah. I don't have anything else.
Yeah. How did you like really learn to trust in God and His plan for you in the midst of that?
Yeah. So I am so thankful that I wasn't angry with God. I was just so emotional to the Lord. I was like, God, please lift me out of this, because I felt like this is the bottom of the pit. I felt like just kind of scum of the earth, because my worth was you have to be on a team to be significant, which is so not true. And God lays out our significance in His Word. Yeah. But I just literally sat alone in my closet and would just get the Bible out, because it was the only thing that helped. Yeah. And thankfully I didn't have Instagram at that time. I can't imagine how hard that would be to have flipped through all those pictures of all the girls. I mean, that would have been, you know, even more just, you didn't make it, you're not significant. So social media is a whole new battle.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't have my freshman year of high school. So I would just say finding a Christian person just to hold you and just sit with you. And then I just really dove into the Word. And one verse that just kind of spoke over that year was just, be still and know that I'm God. And I just, even though I was, you know, just feeling so down and insignificant, I just knew I just got to be still and just know that He's God and I'm going to be okay. Because it's hard to see outside your 4 years of high school. Yeah. When you're in high school, that's your everything. Yeah. And you want to leave your mark. And adults could tell me, oh, it'll blow past, but it hurt. Yeah. And so just resting in nothing else was bringing me comfort. And I tried to look at other things, like took comfort in food and in, you know, just trying to talk to anyone that I could to make sense of it, and met with Coach L, and who was the coach at the time, like, what could I do? What could I have done? And tried to find comfort in all these other people, and not saying that they can't comfort you, but there's nothing like just opening the Psalms and just listening to even David, like lamenting to the Lord and just crying out. That was the only time I felt peace in the midst of all that disappointment.
That's so good. And I think, you know, for you, if you're watching and you've gone through something like this, or you're really struggling with all sorts of different thoughts and emotions, I think that's the greatest advice for you, to learn how to bring all those emotions, all those thoughts to the Lord, because it really is the only place that you can truly find comfort. And I know in my deepest times of sadness or difficulty, that's a place I had to turn. And that's when I've grown closest to the Lord too, which you hate to go to those rock bottom places to grow in the Lord, but it's true. You just really are able to grow in great ways when you turn to Him with all your emotions and your difficulties. Thank you so much for being a part of the vlog today, for watching. Thank you, Taylor. It's been so fun to have you. We hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and go subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye guys.